What is going on YouTube, and welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank you all so much for joining me for this being my review for Married to Medicine Season 12, The Reunion. So I'm just going to lump in parts 1 and part 2 into one video, and I'm just going to really talk about a couple of things that stood out to me amongst both of the reunion parts. So let's just get into it really quickly. So first thing I want to address is Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly. I don't understand why Dr. Heavenly will not let up on this narrative that Dr. Simone was unhinged, that Dr. Simone put her hands on her, that Dr. Simone did this, and that Dr. Simone was out of character. I don't understand, because Dr. Simone in that moment at Angel's event was who Dr. Simone has always been. She's loud, she's boisterous, she's all bark and no bite. You know what I'm saying? That's how Dr. Simone has been acting for all 12 seasons though so far. So I don't know why Dr. Heavenly was pushing this narrative that Dr. Simone was so out of character and so unhinged and all this good stuff. Now, I also don't understand why Dr. Simone is taking so much offense to what Dr. Heavenly has been saying, since Dr. Heavenly has been the same way since season 2 when she joined the cast of the show. So on both ends, it's really confusing to me altogether. I know that it's a storyline. I know that, Dr. Simone was upset with Dr. Heavenly for telling Quad what Dr. Simone told her probably like a year ago, when Quad and Dr. Simone were not on good terms. But I don't know why Dr. Simone would be surprised. Now, I don't think Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly have ever been necessarily the best of friends, but it's just really confusing to me. Now, Dr. Jackie, on the other hand, being on Watch What Happens Live and not really giving a definitive answer to Andy as far as who was in the wrong, or did Dr. Simone attack Dr. Heavenly in any way, shape, or form, and Dr. Jackie really didn't say yes or no either way. So I sort of kind of understand why Dr. Simone would be upset about that, because everyone saw the footage. Everyone saw that all Dr. Simone did was remove Dr. Heavenly's hand from her, walk away, say, I'm not with this fake shit, you know what I'm saying? And, it is what it is. But for me personally, I don't think it's nearly as serious as they made it out to be on the show. Once again, this is who both of them have been since they first started on the show Married to Medicine. So I just don't understand why there's been so much hoopla and so much discourse between the two. If y'all not gonna be friends, just don't be friends and don't fuck with each other. And that's all there is to it. So it is what it is. We all know that Dr. Heavenly will put 20 on 10 in every situation. That's just who she is as a reality star, and that's how she's always been as a reality star. And I don't know why these ladies are acting so brand new when this has been Dr. Heavenly since season 2 of Married to Medicine. So it is what it is. But at the same time, it also leads me to believe that Dr. Jackie is probably not the best friend possible. Now, I understand, why Dr. Simone would feel some type of way about Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie being so close out of nowhere, because at one point, Dr. Heavenly was saying that Dr. Jackie is built like a little boy. And Dr. Jackie at one point was saying that Dr. Heavenly was built like a busted can of biscuits. So I don't know how they went from that to being the best of friends. I've never understood their friendship at all. Never understood. They don't seem to have anything in common. But, it is what it is. But clearly Dr. Simone is one who's able to hold a grudge. She doesn't let things go really at all. And so that's just who Dr. Simone is, and we've all come to understand that about her. And Dr. Heavenly is going to be the firecracker of the show. She's going to be the shit starter of the show. And that's just who she's always been. So, that's just who she is. And, we've come to understand that about her as well. So this whole Dr. Simone and Dr. Heavenly thing, Dr. Simone was obviously in the right at the end of the day, but everyone can see that. Andy literally asked everyone, do they think that Dr. Simone was aggressive towards Dr. Heavenly? And everyone who saw the footage can say that that is not the case. So as far as that's concerned, it is what it is. Toya this season has been on one. And rightfully so. She was sitting next to Andy as well as Quad sitting next to Andy. This is one of the rare times that Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie are not sitting next to Andy, which I found that quite surprising to me because typically, even if either one of them had a standout year, they've always sat next to Andy. So I found that very interesting. But Toya has been on one this season, and she's seeming to try to take the reins as the leader of the group, or maybe the standout cast member of the group. And the thing about Toya is I've liked her growth as time has gone on. I really, really did not care for her in the earlier seasons, but I feel like she's grown as time has gone on, and I've enjoyed that. However, this season I have not enjoyed Toya whatsoever. Going up to Angel's, I don't know, her friend Bernard, asking him random questions, asking him how Angel is in bed. Like, we all know that that's so inappropriate. And Toya has been quite inappropriate all season long, and I have not enjoyed that about her whatsoever. And that leaves Eugene to have to protect her, to have to stick up for her. I don't know if he's doing that willingly or if Toya has, asked him to do that for her. I don't know exactly why that is, but we'll get to Eugene at the end of this video. I wanted to talk about Quad really quickly and the fact that King did not show up to the reunion, and Toya saying that she's in communication with King, and Toya says that he actually wanted to be at the reunion, and with Quad being the star of the show that she is, I'm sure she was able to pull some strings and make it so that King would not show up. I don't know if she gave producers an ultimatum, I'm not doing the reunion if King shows up. Quad has always been the person to want to push her own narrative at all costs. And, if you're going to try to, make it seem like it's something else, Quad is going to do everything in her power to make it so that the narrative is pushed the way that she wants it to be. She wants it to be seen. And so I really wish that King would have been there. I do think that the focus would have been a lot more on King if he was there as opposed to Dr. Eugene, but that's not the way that it turned out. So Quad is, sort of kind of a control freak in a way. She wants things to go her way, which, a lot of people do, but I would have wanted to hear King get out his side of the story. Because, when Quad was asked, what led to you guys' breakup, and Quad just basically said that, we weren't able to get on the same page as far as what we both wanted in a relationship. And, when that communication is not in there, then, a lot of times relationships go haywire. So it is what it is as far as that is concerned. I also wanted to talk about Brandy and Dr. Contessa and their back and forth. I don't know why Dr. Contessa was acting like she was so meek and mild and quiet during Brandy's birthday dinner, complaining about the fact that we have to thank Brandy's husband for a couple of chicken wings. Like, okay, that was a cute read or whatever, Dr. Contessa, but you were upset that the girls were talking about you and your birthday party and the fact that Dr. Scott did not contribute to your birthday party whatsoever, even though Dr. Contessa did say that Dr. Scott did pay for the party. I'm not sure how many people actually believe that, but it is what it is. But I'm actually on Brandy's side as far as that argument is concerned, because Brandy did nothing to deserve all the shit that Dr. Contessa was talking about during Brandy's birthday dinner. And so I kind of thought that argument and that back and forth was a little bit stupid, at least in my opinion. But that just tells me that Dr. Contessa was in denial that entire time. So it is what it is as far as that is concerned. I want to move on to the final thing that I wanted to speak on, considering this reunion, and that is Steven and Dr. Eugene. So here's my thing. I'll preface this with saying that Dr. Eugene has been my favorite husband on this show since the beginning. I've always loved Dr. Eugene. I've always loved his personality. I've always loved the way that he's dealt with Toya and her antics and, really not giving it any power, really not, leaning into it whatsoever. Dr. Eugene is his own man. So I've always loved Dr. Eugene. Then Steven came along last year, and we all know, as you've seen in my previous reviews, I think Steven is so fine and has been the finest man on this show, period, point blank. Like, the man is fine, whatever the case might be. So, when Dr. Eugene and Steven and the rest of the guys come in, Steven's automatically got an issue with Dr. Eugene because because Steven and Mimi were sort of kind of accosted at the front door of the Met Gala because they did not buy a ticket. Now, here's my thing: if we know that Mimi and Steven are main cast members on the show, they're going to show up. So why is it that they need to buy a ticket? Now, I do believe that Steven and Mimi maybe should have known that they needed to buy a ticket to come, but at the same time, I understand why they feel as though, what's the point of us buying a ticket if we're part of the show? So, you can take that either way. But Steven and Mimi feel as though that there's been a vendetta set up against them. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I still don't understand. I mean, I guess Toya and Eugene probably felt some type of way because they did not want to contribute financially to the Met Gala, which I understand the reasoning why they didn't want to contribute to the Met Gala financially. That's because they've been left out of all the planning, they've been left out of all the details. They've not been included on any of the meetings or anything of that nature concerning how we're going to put this thing together. So I get why they did not want to have to contribute financially. Why would they want to? You're not going to include us, so why would we include ourselves financially? So it is what it is. But this whole back and forth between Steven and Dr. Eugene was sort of kind of cringy to me because I like both of them. And Steven just went in, calling Dr. Eugene Bush, which was a read if I've ever heard one before. And here's my thing about Dr. Eugene. Although I love Dr. Eugene, Dr. Eugene is always expecting accountability out of the other men due to what their wives do. But Dr. Eugene, all he does is stick up for Toya, kind of excuse what Toya has been doing, and just throwing it off as that's just Toya. But, the same way that you want Dr. Damon to be accountable for what Dr. Heavily says, you need to be accountable for if you're going to have that expectation, then you need to be just as accountable for what Toya has been saying and doing to these ladies. Because honestly, as I've said in previous reviews, I don't think Toya likes any of these women on this show. I think Toya is just there for the fame. I think Toya is just there for the check. I think Toya is just there for the fact that she's on this really, really famous reality TV show that's got great ratings. Excuse me. So I understand why, because I was talking to my mom yesterday about it, and my mom was really sort of kind of turned off by the way that Steven had been going at Dr. Eugene. But here's the thing, if Dr. Eugene and Steven wasn't going at it, then their whole storyline would be trash. So it was hard for me to watch Dr. Eugene have to go through all of that, but at the same time, I do feel as though Steven's issues with Dr. Eugene are valid. I do think that he went on and on about it a little bit too much for my liking, but at the same time, Steven and Mimi are new to the show. Steven and Mimi are trying to cement their place on the show. So I understand why they feel as though they have to go as hard as they're going. And so I get it. I really do get it. As hard as it is for me to see Dr. Eugene have to put up with this, I do think that is valid. At the same time, I love the fact that Dr. Eugene just lets it roll off of his back and does not take any offense to what Steven has been saying. And I think that's because he's able to he goes through Toya talking to him like a crazy person all the time. So this is nothing new to him. So he's able to deal with it in a way where he does not have to get out of character. And I really, really do enjoy that about Dr. Eugene. And I'm so glad that he wasn't going really like back and forth like that with Steven. He was trying to let it go. He was trying to, not really have to deal with it. And although I appreciate that, I do feel as though Dr. Eugene could do a better job of saying, well, Toya has said this, and that. It is unacceptable, the same way that Damon has said it in the past. And I don't know why Dr. Eugene just can't say that. I really don't understand why Dr. Eugene just can't say that. So it is what it is. And then also, I do think it was interesting that Steven said, well, your wife has said on camera that, she likes to see, well, not that she likes to see him without his shirt off, but, he can, be seen with his shirt off, which is, I mean, Steven is eye candy if I've ever seen any eye candy in my life, honey. So that was a dig, and I don't think that Toya would cheat on Dr. Eugene with Steven, but Toya ain't blind. She can see the man is fine. Okay, so I'm a point that don't know it. It is what it is. So that's my whole thing. And then Curtis has got to shut his mouth. I really don't understand why Curtis is still here. I understand that he's married to Dr. Jackie, but I don't even believe that their marriage is an actual marriage in the traditional way. I don't see much chemistry between them. Don't see much love between them. He's always on a trip to the Dominican Republic or in Canada on a golfing trip. Like, he don't want to be there. Like, come on. So it is what it is. But I enjoyed this reunion. I thought it went very well. I loved the set. Like, this is my favorite set of reunion across all franchises on Bravo. The Met Gala stairs being their backdrop. I freaking loved that. I freaking loved that. The main thing that I don't understand is why did they have the Housewives of Potomac in red as well as the Married to Medicine ladies in red? I don't understand that either, but it is what it is. But until next season, hopefully I don't see a lot of changes going on with the cast as far as the next season is concerned. Of course, they're saying that if Dr. Heavenly wins her political race, then she won't be able to stay on the show. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but we'll see. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Press that big white subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to mash that thing. So go ahead and mash it for a brother. Be sure to leave a thumbs up for this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content I'm putting out on my channel. Be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts of the reunion and also on the season altogether. Let me know what your thoughts are. And let's see what else. Also, press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And last but not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Join me every Thursday night at 8 p.m. for my live Hot Topics and Social Commentary show. I go live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. with my sister Prophetic Fire Reiki, as well as our friend Bianca Edwards. We always have a great time talking about the latest happenings and goings on in the world. So join me on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Love you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.